Ladies and gentlemen, we are here today because never before has the mandate of energy security been more critical. All over the world, but especially in Asia. The events of the past 3 months have left every nation thinking. Today, all countries, every single one of them, developed or developing, are being forced to come to terms with what it means to future-proof their economies from relentless geopolitical shocks. At the same time, for most of the developing world, where hundreds of millions of people are rising into the middle class, who are increasing their energy consumption for a better quality of life. Affordability of energy continues to remain a fundamental challenge. And of course, the geopolitical disruptions have made this necessity into a monumental battle for survival. Completely independent of the two factors above, most countries in the world have also not been able to completely remove their reliance from fossil fuels. And they've not been able to move to predominantly green sources of power. And that concern of climate change and energy sustainability have not been addressed in one global voice. So my friends, energy security, energy affordability, and energy sustainability. We believe this is the ultimate global trifecta. Let us talk about the one country whose explosive growth in energy consumption is going to arguably be one of the most critical factors driving the global energy agenda going forward in the future. India. Nowhere in the world, nowhere else in the world is electrification going to be more critical and more challenging than in India. It's going to be helpful to understand India's electricity demand and supply in context of final consumption. In 2024, India consumed about 10,000 terawatt hours across all energy sources. That's coal, oil, gas, nuclear, renewables. China, with a similarly sized population, 1.4 billion people, consumed 32,800 terawatt hours of energy. That's more than 3 times the energy consumed, final energy consumed for the same number of people. And let's put the scale of India's challenge and opportunity, but most importantly, the growth into perspective. We're talking about adding nearly 2,000 gigawatts of new power generation projects to the Indian grid over the next 2 decades. We're talking about adding 200 gigawatts of new energy capacity to the India's grid every year per year for the next 20 years, just to get to where China is today. All this while ensuring that this incremental energy remains affordable, remains accessible, and remains increasingly clean. That, my friends, is both the scale of the opportunity, but also the challenge, the monumental challenge that India faces over the next couple of decades. And for us to address that challenge, the path forward is very, very clear, that we must electrify everything. We must build an energy backbone that is anchored in resources that are available within the country. And this is where we have no choice but to be pragmatic and to leverage every single energy source that is available to us as a country. And it's no different for any country in any part of the world. We must do renewables, we must do hydro, we must do efficient thermal, we must do nuclear. We must do every single thing that is available within the geographic boundaries of the country, because as much as growth and as much as cost is critical, energy security is probably more critical than every single other consideration that India faces. And that's because without firm, cheap base load power, the math of the economy and the sustainability of the country just does not work. Coming to the role of the industry and specifically the Adani Group, we are India's largest private sector operator in every aspect of the electricity value chain. We operate thermal power assets. We are building one of the world's largest renewable energy portfolios. We're targeting 50 gigawatts by 2030, and a substantial, recently announced nuclear portfolio of 10 gigawatts by 2035. We're investing in large-scale energy storage, including pumped hydro projects, energy storage batteries. We're expanding transmission networks to move large quantums of electricity from renewable resource-rich states in one part of the country to consumption centers in other parts of the country. And we're developing large green hydrogen ecosystems as well. We're doing it all at a scale and speed that rarely would have been seen in any other part of the world. Because we're very clear that for India, at the size and scale of the requirement, incremental change will not and cannot cut it. And to make this a reality, our chairman, Mr. Gautam Adani, has committed over $100 billion towards energy transition. That is one of the largest private sector commitments made by any company in any part of the world. This is not a set of isolated investments, but an integrated energy strategy end-to-end. And for us at Adani Green, this is not just a financial pledge. It is our marching order. The energy challenge and the opportunity in front of India, my friends, is a far greater pie that any business group can digest alone. It will require collective action across India and the developing world, India and the developing and developed worlds together. It will require continued policy innovation. It will require billions of dollars in financing to deliver these assets on the ground. And it will require us to deliver the trifecta that I spoke about: energy security, energy affordability, and energy sustainability.